If you're an entrepreneur in Maryland starting a non-emergency medical transportation business based on a promise contract, promise facility trips, promise school transportation, promise will keep you busy once you get set up, I need you to stop and hear this before you spend another dollar. Because one of the most expensive traps I see in Maryland isn't paperwork. It's people building a business around words that were never signed. It usually sounds harmless at first. Someone hears you're starting transportation and says, oh, we need vendors, or we can give you a contract, or we've got trips for you once you're ready. And in that moment, it sounds like relief, like you finally found the shortcut everybody else missed. But that's how the trap works. A promise gives you a false sense of security, and security makes you move fast. The van comes first, the insurance comes first, the overhead starts first, and then that contract turns into we're still waiting, or we're restructuring, or funding shifted, or the most painful one of all, silence. And now you're sitting there with a payment, an insurance bill, and a business that's not producing, wondering where everybody went. So today we're talking Maryland, and I want you to stay with me until the end because I'm going to help you recognize the 3 traps that quietly drain Maryland startups when they build around promises instead of proof. I'm also going to show you why relying on Medicaid or broker volume as your first plan can leave you financially exposed, especially if you're building this business to replace income quickly. If you're new here, welcome. Go ahead and like this video, subscribe, and share it with someone in Maryland who's trying to get started. We just crossed over 6,000 subscribers, and I appreciate every single one of you. Now, just so you know exactly who I am and who I'm called to help, I'm Coach Willena McGee, RN/BSN, and I help healthcare providers ready to transition from bedside to entrepreneurship start a healthcare transportation business, also known as NEMT, without Medicaid, without brokers, and without facility contracts. Now let me tell you what makes Maryland so costly when you start the wrong way. Maryland has a strong contract culture. People talk like contracts are easy to get, like trips are just waiting on you, like the minute you buy a vehicle, you'll be booked out. And because of that, Maryland attracts entrepreneurs who move like the business is guaranteed. But contracting does not work off of excitement. Contracting works off of paperwork, signed agreements, clear scopes, start dates, term lengths, payment terms, and most importantly, proof that the work is real and available. So when someone tells you, we'll have rides for you once you're ready, the smartest response is not, great, let me go buy a vehicle. The smartest response is, put that in writing. Because if it's not in writing, it's not revenue. It's a conversation. It's a maybe. It's a possibility, and possibilities don't pay insurance. This is where most people get hurt. They build their expenses first, and then they try to chase the paperwork later. And in Maryland, that's a fast way to end up with a business that looks official but can't cash flow. I want you to picture the moment the promise breaks. Not because I want to scare you, but because I want you to be prepared. You've already bought the vehicle. You're paying commercial insurance. You may have hired someone, and then the person who had the contract says they're still waiting, or they just stop responding. At that point, you don't just lose a lead, you lose time, you lose cash, and you lose confidence. And that's why I say the promise trap in Maryland is more dangerous than most people realize, because it doesn't just delay you, it drains you. Now, let's talk about the question everyone runs into right after the promise falls apart. Coach, how do I get on with Medicaid? Coach, who are the brokers? Coach, who's going to feed me rides? And what they're really saying is, Coach, I need a pipeline fast. But here's the problem with building your business around that pipeline in Maryland. You can end up building your whole income plan around approvals, onboarding timelines, and systems you do not control, while your bills are on auto pay and your household is still depending on you. So if you're still in Maryland and you don't already have signed service agreements in hand, I want you to hear my position clearly. Your first move should not be buying more vehicles. goals. Your first move should not be pricing your business for volume you don't have, and your first move should not be building your whole future around someone will give me rides. Your first move is to build a lane that you control, and that lane is self-pay. Self-pay is not just premium, self-pay is protective because self-pay allows you to build cash flow without waiting. It allows you to build stability without a middleman, and it forces you to build your business like a business with structure, pricing, and standards, not like a gamble. Now I'm going to give you one rule that can save you thousands in Maryland. If it's not in writing, it's not real revenue. It may be a real need, it may be a good intention, but you do not build your company on intentions. You build your company on what you can prove. And if you're still there thinking, okay, coach, I hear you, what do I do next? I want you to stop asking Maryland questions like this. What's the requirement? As if it's one simple checklist for everybody. Instead, ask a better question. What lane am I building and what does that require of me? Because when your lane is clear, your next steps get cleaner and your spending gets smarter and you stop making emotional business decisions based on promises. That's exactly why I created the Maryland Checklist Bundle. It's not a list of random steps. It's a map that helps you protect your money, protect your timeline, and avoid the trap of buying your way into a business you haven't structured. So if you're serious about building in Maryland, click the link in the description and grab the Maryland Checklist Bundle. And if you want me to point you to the right starting point, comment Maryland and tell me what stage you're in. Are you still researching? Are you ready to file? Or did you already buy a vehicle? Please no. Thank you again for helping me cross over 6,000 subscribers. In Maryland, the money isn't the promise, the money is the plan. Shalom.